Hi, traders. I wanted to get on here today because today is Friday, um, August the 21st. I've had a lot of great weeks, but this week was probably one of my best, not so much for me, but just because I've had some really great sessions with some of my students. And of course, I closed out my week with probably the most powerful session this week. And of course, I wanted to just sort of touch on one of the things that I shared with this particular trader that is a part of my tribe. And basically, what we talked about, and I know I had mentioned it to this particular trader once before, but I was very quick to remind them that when we approach the charts, we have to approach in a style that we have to um, extract information to come up with certain probabilities. Now, one thing that we know for a fact that the market is going to do one of three things. It's either going to go long, it's going to go short, or it's going to go sideways in consolidation. That we know for a fact. Now, obviously, of the three, um, we care very little about consolidation. However, if a consolidation range is an adequate range, it too can be tradable if one were to desire to do so. But that's not the point about this particular video today. For those of you that are old enough to remember this particular detective show, I use this as a reference often. The show is called Columbo, and the star character was played Detective Columbo by Mr. Peter Falk. That's F as in Frank, ALK. And one of the beautiful things about that character Columbo is that he really played upon um, others judging a book by its cover. Now, bear with me. I'm going to get to how this relates to the charts. But one of the beautiful things that I grew to appreciate about that show, Columbo, is that most of the characters, at least the culprits, they normally visually the image that they presented was either someone from a position of affluence or that they presented themselves that they were from a position of affluence. Not influence, but affluence. So, however, this culprit uh, always thought that they were the smarter of the two between themselves and Columbo. Now, let me back up before I continue as to explain why I came to that conclusion. For those of you that are familiar with Columbo, and those that you are not, you can probably go back into classic TV. You might even be able to YouTube it. I don't know. But anyway, Columbo, appearance-wise, not the most attractive. Didn't drive the best looking car. In fact, it always looked like his car was on its last leg and was going to die on arrival at any given time. His appearance in terms of attire always looked like he had just got out of bed. Always. And most times, I think he normally was either smoking on a cigar or he always had something in his hand, which most cases I think it was either a cigar or maybe even might have been a pen. I don't recall exactly what he was holding, but that's beside the point. Because now you can sort of see the comparison that I've made between Columbo the detective and that episode's culprit. Well, now as I have painted that picture, let me bring this back to the charts. Now, of course, when you're approaching the charts, obviously, however that you may have your chart set up. You may have it with multiple EMAs, multiple types of indicators. That's not irrelevant right now. The case is that this particular chart and everything that it represents, we know that this is the psychological thought process played out on the market by those who can actually move the market, which are the AKA market makers, which would be financial institutions, governments, large hedge funds, those of the like. Individuals like myself, we're just a small firm, or you're an individual trader, and you're looking to try to extract some of the same profits that these market makers are doing. So, of course, now in this episode of Columbo, this market maker, he's that culprit. He's that affluent looking dude. He is the smart money. Now, you can either be the victim of that episode, which would be the dumb money, because smart money needs dumb money in order to make money. But instead, be Columbo. Look at the crime scene. Look at what the probabilities of whatever the market's going to do. Make that assessment by getting down into the charts, doing some technical analysis, and looking at the probabilities of what the market may do. Now, whatever your choice of markup is, whatever your process to get to that point, that's totally up to you. I'm not here to tell you how to do your technical analysis unless you're not very good at it and you seek me out for mentoring. But that's not what this video is about. I'm not plugging for mentoring. I'm just plugging that if you're going to get into this market to try to extract profits, that you can, one, build a life that you aspire to have that you can never hardly ever achieve by working and building up someone else's dream, then forex is for you. But if forex is for you, you're going to have to do some homework, or better yet, you're going to have to do some detective work. So I'll leave you with this parting thought. If you are here and trying to figure out how to extract profit from the foreign exchange market, the stock market, cryptocurrency, commodities, energy, you name it, you will have to be a very good detective to determine which of the three possibilities will be the one that will be executed on the chart when the markets are open. So if you have some questions, look me up. I'm not hard to find. Um, reach out to me in the comments, visit my website, hit me in the DM, whatever the case may be. Or not. Doesn't matter. I'm doing fine. My tribe's doing fine. And we'll continue on. But anyway, I wanted to just share this little bit of information because I really want you to understand it's important for you to be a Columbo instead of the victim in this episode of trading. You have a great weekend. I'll leave you with this. Please make sure that you mark up your charts, be in preparation for the market open, whether you trade on a Sunday, Monday, or you like to wait till Tuesday. Does not matter. I don't care. 2, please read at least one chapter of the current book that you're reading. And if you're not reading one, get with somebody for a recommendation to read one. And 3, most importantly, spend quality time with friends, family, and other loved ones. So with that note, I'm going to get on out of here. Have a great weekend.